Hey, what's up guys, and welcome back to another video on the channel. Obviously it's been a rough few days since Mbappe has rejected us, and a lot of people will be laughing and our rivals will be laughing. I'm pretty sure Barcelona celebrated and their fans were like, ha ha ha, you miss Mbappe, Salah's gonna score against you in the final. You may want to focus on yourself, you know what's going on at your club. Knocked out of the Europa League by Frankfurt, and you have the rights and you have the face to come and talk about Real Madrid missing out on Mbappe. I mean, my word, can you even sign a player? Not unless they are not on a free. And I've said this for a long time. A lot of Barcelona fans out there on social media, right, are respectful to Real Madrid. There are definitely some, right? And again, I've seen it somewhere. We are rivals, but we're not enemies. And rivals, yes, you're not supposed to like each other, but there's no need to hate on each other. And I personally don't want to start and have an enemy with Barcelona fans, right? But it's not as if when they failed to sign a player, we were there, or maybe some people were there, but majority of the fan base weren't laughing at Barcelona. Like, I mean, if they fail to sign Lewandowski this summer, I probably won't be laughing at them. What do I gain for laughing at Barcelona not signing Lewandowski? Nothing. So I think it's a childish behavior by Barcelona fans. Overall, like, maybe just get a life and stop being so childish and acting like this way. I mean, it's beyond laughable. It's beyond laughable. But that is just what I've got to say. I know there are Barcelona fans out there who are respectful to Real Madrid, and again, we are all football fans. Remember when the Super League was started, and a lot of fans, whether you're Barca, Real Madrid, Atletico, Liverpool, City, United, whatever fans you were, we came together and we stopped the Super League. And some people would have wanted it, but majority of the people who stopped it or didn't want it to go on came together. And even though there is no Super League at the moment, I don't think we should start having enemies. And again, this channel is not to have enemies with anybody. This is a friendly channel, to be honest. So I just hope that everyone gets along well together. We can be rivals, and I'm not saying like, okay, everyone just being great friends and stuff, but rivals and enemies are way different. So yeah, anyways, I will be doing a Real Madrid versus Liverpool preview either tomorrow or Tuesday, or maybe Wednesday, depending, but we've got a couple of days to do that, as well, for the game against Liverpool in the Champions League final, the big game. But today is just a bit more of a let's get over this, because I'm sure a lot of Real Madrid fans are still heartbroken, and a lot of Real Madrid fans will be telling you let's just move on, but in their hearts, and me, you know, I can put it out on Twitter and tweet and say, guys, just move on. But I know that in my heart, Mbappe was the signing that all Real Madrid fans wanted. He was the main man. He was the man that would have been the next Galactico to join. He was the player that everyone wanted. Every Real Madrid fan, every Madrid star wanted. However, it hasn't gone as planned, and I just want to say this, right, for my video, in my last video, I don't blame him from choosing PSG because of what he has been gifted financially, and you know, he's basically been gifted saying as well, you can have a say in the team. So if you don't like Pochettino, if he doesn't give you, like, if he doesn't start you, you can tell us and we'll sack him. If Messi takes a penalties, or Neymar take a penalties, we can tell him. If Messi take a free kicks, we can tell him. So he's basically that student who has a good relationship with the principal, where if anybody in the school bullies him, he can just tell the principal, and the principal will just expel the other students. And I know it might not be the best example, but it is what it is. And another example I have with this Mbappe-Haaland Real Madrid relationship is, I think we have focused too much on Mbappe in a sense. When Haaland was there, I think we should have tried to get Haaland, and if Mbappe doesn't come, at least we have Haaland. But instead, we decided to put all our eggs in one basket, and we have been screwed up massively. Later on, we'll be talking about who we could potentially sign as well, and we're discussing this live on Twitch, so please do follow us. Link is down in the description below. So my sort of way of describing this trio is Real Madrid is the guy, Mbappe is the girl, and Haaland is another girl. You have got Real Madrid trying to flirt with this girl. Technically it's the other way around, and he just pays too much attention to this girl. The girl ditched him, and he tries to go back to the other girl, but instead what happens is the other girl found another guy that makes her happy. And that is the exact thing. Real Madrid paid too much attention on Mbappe, and whether you think that we should have done that or not, up to you. But clearly we should not have done that, because now we've missed out on both. And whether Haaland would have joined anyways, we could speculate and say maybe, maybe not. But we've paid too much attention, put too much of our eggs into the same basket for Mbappe, which means Haaland kind of feels not neglected because he isn't our player, but he feels like our priority isn't him. So he goes to a side that prioritizes him and actually cares and wants him. And this is like Lewandowski at Bayern. He wanted to stay at Bayern, but because Bayern tried for Haaland, he's like, I'm your player, I am your man. Why don't you talk more about me and try to get me to stay? And Lewandowski could be one of the main Real Madrid target, like I said, later on. But I just think that trying for Mbappe was a logical thing, because he was a free agent, and we've said this for multiple times, that he will be a more sensible deal financially than Haaland. However, you shouldn't just not care about Haaland. You must have a plan B, and we didn't have a plan B. We had a plan A, but no plan B, and we're not a scapegoat, basically. And now we have left in a situation where we have the money, definitely, with the wage bill, incredible. Bale's leaving, Isco's leaving, Marcelo's leaving, potentially other players. If we can somehow sell Mariano, Eden Hazard, Jovic, or I think we'll keep Ceballos. So we've got players who are leaving, especially Bale. His wages is insane, by the way, for someone who isn't playing. So he's leaving. Isco is on big contract. Marcelo, not that big, but still quite a big contract. So these players are filling up a big amount of contract, and we can free them up now. So let's talk about I guess signings now. Tchouaméni is the main man everyone's talking about. Like I said in the last video, I am not fully hyped about Tchouaméni. I'm going to be totally honest with you. When we signed Camavinga and we went linked with Camavinga, I was very hyped out. I just don't know. There's something. But again, Tchouaméni is a good player. I'm not going to deny that. But it's just that I want to see something different. Right? Camavinga, Tchouaméni. I just want to see that main forward, the main man who will come in and change this entire team. And maybe Tchouaméni could be the guy, but I just don't know, because when you tend to sign, when top teams sign a forward, it's more of a breaking news, isn't it? And Monaco won about 80 million for Tchouaméni. Liverpool are in a race too. I mean, we got like Camavinga for 30-40, didn't we? And that was because he had 1 year on his contract. We would have had to pay a lot more if he wasn't on the last deal. He's a good player, don't get me wrong, but we do need a midfielder to replace Modric and Kroos, and I think he'll be the customer replacement now. Camavinga isn't a DM, and people seem to think that he is, but he isn't. He just isn't, right? So Tchouaméni will probably come in and play as the DM role, the replacement, the future. Camavinga as the left center mid, and Valverde as the right center mid, right? That should be the midfield trio we plan to have for the next few seasons, right? But this transfer is not going to be easy. 18 million is a lot of money for a midfielder, but would it be worth it? I would think so. I think everyone would think that he is worth it. Everyone would probably think he is worth that money, but whether he actually is, I don't think he's a good player. But 18 million is a lot of money, by the way. But we have the money. We have the money. Fabrizio said that we're looking for a left back. Potentially we could have brought back Frank Garcia. I don't think we're gonna get a left back. Especially when someone like a Mendy, is he gonna play next season? He's gonna be heavily rotated with Alaba, by the way. With Rudiger coming in, he's gonna play left centre back. Alaba will be shifted to left back with Mendy as a rotational backup player. And then Militao and Carvajal on the other side as well. I don't know if we will bring Frank Garcia back. Whether we keep Miguel or bring back Frank Garcia, I believe we might have a release clause or a buyback clause. If not, it's just a couple of million. I'm not so sure if we'll do that, but if we do, okay, fair enough. If not, we'll just keep Miguel, alright? But most likely he'll get loaned out and then we'll bring Frank Garcia back. He's more La Liga proven. He's more ready, to be honest. But whether he's a better player is up for debate as well. So there's the defensive issues. That will be it. Midfield wise, we talked about Tchouaméni, and again that will be it. Then basically forwards, and Mbappe and other ones that were linked. And now you look at the market and what is the similarity between Mbappe and Haaland? They're young, exciting, top talents, right? And who else in the market is top, exciting young talent? A player who's been linked with Real Madrid recently, and I don't think it's gonna happen. I just don't see it happening, because it's only been linked to Real Madrid because we just didn't get Mbappe. Darwin Núñez. Now, I know it's a good player, but we need a right winger, and Darwin Núñez can play on the left or up front, but I'm not so sure. I think it's another Mbappe situation where he's probably preferred to play either up front or left, but not on the right. So if he does come in and we do decide to play him on the right, I just don't know if he'll work out that well. I want to know the opinions of people, you know, but I just don't think it'll work out well. Another couple of players, Richarlison, forget about him, don't even mention him. Not even Real Madrid quality. Another player who was mentioned was Richarlison. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you. This player, I don't even think he's Real Madrid quality. I don't think he's good enough for Real Madrid. He would be. I mean, I just don't think this will make sense. He's a good player, but and Ancelotti probably will want him because they've worked together at Everton. But I don't think he's the right man. He can play off the right, but probably not his preferred position anyways. I think up front is probably his preferred position as well. But he can do a job on the right. But if we have to pay 60, 70 or even 80 for him, as Everton will probably want, why not get like an Anthony or an Nkunku, who will be moving on to where they are experienced in Europe, and Richarlison has only played in the Premier League. He hasn't played in Europe. He hasn't played in the Champions League or Europa League or even Conference League. So what makes you think that he'll come in and do a good job? I just don't think he would. Serge Gnabry next. We would have to pay less for him because his contract runs out next summer. So it does depend. I think Bayern would take a lot less if that means they will have to sell him, and if that means Gnabry says I'm not gonna sign, I would. If I was Bayern, I would cash in. I think if Real Madrid offer you, I don't know, 20 million, would I cash in? 30, a bit more maybe. If I was Bayern, I'd probably cash in it because you're probably not gonna get that money next season unless he stays, right? But if he's leaving, they're not gonna get any more money than that for him. Good player. And yeah, I can understand why he's a good profile player for the club, and Yeah, I think he'll be one of the favorites if we were looking for a right winger. To bring into the club, he'll be one of the favorites. At the board, they'll be thinking, you know what, Gnabry could be an option. And I think that's a Real Madrid kind of signing. I think instead of Anthony and Nkunku, Gnabry is the kind of signing Real Madrid will make. It'll be intriguing to see. He has been doing quite well for Bayern. It depends how much Bayern would take for him. Then we've got the real exciting ones that I would love to see happen, but won't happen because it just won't, you know, because of the price tag. 70-80 million. That's why I don't see us getting someone like a Richarlison. You know, no way we're gonna pay that for Richarlison, but I don't see us getting someone like Anthony for that price either. Now Anthony's a really really good player, but I just don't think the club will go for it. Now, if we want to go for Anthony, the club would think Rodrigo can do a good job as well. What is the point in getting Anthony for 80 million when we've got Vinicius and Rodrigo at the club? And that is a good question. What is the point? What actually is the point in bringing him to the club? And I just don't know. But he'll be a good signing and one that I don't see happening, but maybe a shock. Next up, Nkunku, my favorite and the one that I want to see the most. He's super versatile, so he can play off the right, up front, as a number 10, and potentially as off the left, right? So he's very very versatile, and his goal scoring numbers this season has been incredible. I believe he has the second most amount of goal contributions in Europe this season, and the dream would have been someone like Mbappe, Benzema, and Nkunku or something like that. Imagine those three, but now that Mbappe won't be signing, I think Nkunku is one that we have to try to get. He will guarantee us goals, and that is what guarantees. And that is what you want, don't you? Right? And he can play up front, he can play as a number 10. So I just think this is all around a good signing. Christopher Nkunku, what else does he have to prove this season that he can score goals? He's incredible. He's just an incredible player. I'm sorry, but I just think we have to go for him. And I think Leipzig will probably take 70 million, 60, 70. I think if you offer that shot to Leipzig, maybe they want 80, but I think 80 is probably the break-off point. And if the break-off point, has to be 80. If they want more, then okay, fair enough, right? We're not gonna get him, but we have to try to get him because I think he'll work out well. He's quite young, isn't he? Ex-PSG player as well, so I think it's all on a good signing. And if we're looking for a new forward, Nkunku will be the top of the list, and maybe followed by someone like a Gnabry and then Anthony. Now, I mean, there has been so many new players linked, right? There's so many attackers in this world that we can't name one of them. Dembele, no chance are we gonna go for him, and no way. He plays for Barcelona. There's just no way. And when Figo crossed that line, he's a legend. I mean, if this was like someone like a Lionel Messi crossing the line, at least it's Lionel Messi. But no way we're gonna see Usman Dembele play for Real Madrid. No way, never in a million years. Clip this by the way, and if he does sign, then you know what? I hold my hands up, and I apologize to him. I'll make an apology video to everyone if he does sign. So clip this. And then we've got Rafael Leao of Milan, a good player. A lot of people are saying, what is the point of getting another left winger? He can play up front. He might not be as effective, but he's still a good player. Just probably like Richarlison and Darwin Núñez, not quite the player we would probably want, to be honest. And then strikers, Lewandowski, Ronaldo, typically always thrown around. No way is that gonna happen. Riyad Mahrez, no chance. He's 31. I'm not trying to be rude, by the way, but think about the future and think about financially wise, economic wise, on the pitch wise, how it will affect us. Real Madrid is 31. He's gonna be here for another season or two. He'll probably want a big wages. We'll probably have to pay quite a lot from him for CT. From CT. I mean, I'm not so sure if they actually want that much, to be honest, but everything adds up, and it just doesn't look like a very smart choice signing, especially if we were targeting young players like Mbappe, Haaland, to suddenly go for a 31-year-old Real Madrid. It just doesn't make sense. And then we've got Mohamed Salah. Now he is 28, 29 now. He is towards the end of his contract. If that means we have to give him a lot of like signing bonus, wages and stuff, and we can get him for free, which I don't really see happening. I think Liverpool will try to renew him. I think we should try it. Now, Salah is one of the best in the world. Arguably, some would say he's the best in the world. And I just think he will work very, very well. I swear Salah has always been linked to Real Madrid. But it's never quite worked out because we've always had Bale, Ronaldo, Benzema. Where was he going to fit? Nowhere. Now that Bale's going to leave, and he's no longer the old Bale, and we don't have a world-class right winger, I think Salah will be a good signing in terms of what he brings on the pitch, but off the pitch as well, you know. If Salah joins Real Madrid, it would be an incredible signing in terms of everyone in the world is going to start talking about it, right? So, I just think you will probably make a lot of sense signing Mohamed Salah, but I just don't think Liverpool will allow him to go, and I just don't know if Liverpool will let any of their front five go. I'll be amazed if they do. So he'll probably renew. Another player thrown in, Sadio Mane. I mean, he's a left winger. He probably can play as a 10. I'm pretty sure he used to play as a right winger, so I'm pretty sure he can work. Again, another player not off his contract, towards the end of his contract, like Salah, it probably would make some sense, wouldn't it? If you think about it harder. As well, if you can get him on the free, if that means he wants more money on his contract, but these two will have to wait, next summer when their contract ends as well. So yeah, and then plus a Neymar getting thrown about too. I mean, it's Harry Kane. It's getting more and more ridiculous. Like, no way are we gonna get Neymar. I know Mbappe wants him to go, and when I mean Mbappe, he's basically a new coach, the CEO, the director, the owner, the player. He's all. He wants Neymar gone apparently, and he wants the club to bring in who is it? What do you want the club to bring in? I can't remember. It's a French player, wasn't it? Was it a French player? I can't remember who he wanted them to bring. Was it in our list though? Was it in our list? I can't remember, but he wants Neymar gone, and he wants the club to bring someone else in as a replacement. Now, again, Neymar would not suit on the right. He'll play on the left, but Vini is probably better, to be honest. He'll probably be a 10, but we don't have a 10. So, on the pitch, how are we going to fit him in? Right? And off the pitch, he's going to ask for a lot of money, and PSG are going to ask for a lot of money. And our relationship with PSG is so bad that they would want to sell him, but probably they'll reject offer from us. I think the relationship between both clubs have been ruined. I genuinely think so. And in the past, we used to do deals together, but I just think after this Mbappe'S saga, he has helped himself to a lot of money and became a CEO, became a director, made these two clubs hate each other, made Real Madrid miss out on Haaland. I mean, I wouldn't say it's his fault for that. It's our fault that we became stupid and did all those, but technically he is the fault. He is the player that we concentrated on so much and we screwed up. So after all that, I think that he's won. He's the real winner of everyone. PSG didn't win because we signed him. Real Madrid didn't win at all because we didn't sign him. Clearly Mbappe has won. So yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting to see. Was it Diaby he wanted them to sign or something? I can't remember. Oh, Ousmane Dembele. Oh, it's Ousmane Dembele. Oh, yeah, I remember. I remember it was a French player. Either ways, whoever he wants PSG to sign, it's down business. Neymar will not suit, and he'll want get a failed type of money. So no way is that gonna happen. And Neymar rejected us once as well before he jumped Barca in 2013. So yeah, no way. And lastly, Harry Kane. I mean, he's the same with Lewandowski and Ronaldo. We don't need a striker. They're not gonna sign. Daniel Levy rejected 100 million from City, and he wanted like 200 for him. We're not gonna pay that. If City aren't, we are not. So yeah, forget about that. So it does all of this. My main choice will be Nkunku, Gnabry, Salah, or Anthony. I think these four make the most sense for what they bring on the pitch and potentially off the pitch. Right? With someone like Salah, we'll make a lot of money back from his branding and stuff. And I would potentially throw Mane in there as well as the conversations. And we've got younger players like Nkunku and Anthony thrown in there. They've got Gnabry experienced, but it's going to be a cheaper option if Bayern wants to sell for cheaper and cash in instead of losing him on a free. Mane just there because we could potentially get him on a free next season as well. But overall, the plan is Rudiger and Tchouaméni. At the moment, these are the two deals that we're looking at. Rudiger, done deal, and his medicals are completed, contract signed. He will be playing for Real Madrid. And then you have got Tchouaméni. Talks are being held. Liverpool are talking to Monaco as well. But apparently 80 million is what they want. And then a potential forward. And we might not sign a forward, we might just keep it as it is. Vinicius, Benzema, Rodrigo. But if you're gonna let Asensio go, if you're gonna sell him to Milan or whatever, or Arsenal or Spurs or whatever, for 30-40 million, and then we're not gonna have anyone else in that front line that we can rotate with. So if we decide to get rid of Asensio, and don't mention Hazard, Mariano, Jovic to me, because they are not Real Madrid type quality players, or they haven't been, then you look at players like Asensio who's leaving. You need another forward, right? And I'm not expecting Vinicius, Rodrigo, Benzema to play every game of next season. That's like 50 plus 60 games. I'm not expecting them to play that much. So we need another forward. And I know all Real Madrid fans will be like, I'm happy with this trade. Save the money. What are we realistically saving the money for? Apart from this summer, next summer? But if we need to strengthen the attack this summer, do it now. Because Nkunku might leave this summer to Liverpool. Anthony might go to United. Salah might sign a new contract. We might miss out on these players, so just get them. I think we should just get them. And it's not as if we don't need them. We clearly do need another frontline player. If you look at all the attackers we have, excluding Hazard, Mariano, and Jovic, there's like 4 or 5 players in that front line. And for a 50-60 game season, these players won't be enough. Benzema's 34. He's not going to be able to play all games himself. And without Benzema this season, we clearly look like really, really poor. So we need another player who can come in and do a job up front. And maybe that means Rodrigo won't be the main man, the main starter. But we do indeed need another forward. And I do think we should sign another forward. But it's my opinion. Do let me know what yours is. Gnabry wouldn't be a bad signing, like I said. I know a lot of Real Madrid fans will probably want him because he's the cheapest, and we could get him this summer as well, for quite a cheap price. But I like the prospect of Nkunku. He's my favorite of this bunch. Let me know who your favorite is and whether we should sign a new forward, and your thoughts on Tchouaméni and Rudiger and a potential new left back. But that is going to be the end of today's video. Hope you guys have enjoyed today's video. Hit the like button if you guys did. Subscribe to the channel guys on already. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.